There have been remarkable individuals whose towering stature has earned them a place among world's tallest and biggest giants to ever live. These individuals have piqued global curiosity as they push the boundaries of human physical growth. In this video, we'll journey through the lives of 10 real human giants who have walked and are still walking among us today. Let's go! Number 10. Sultan Kosen. Born in 1982 in modern Turkey, this guy holds the impressive title of being the tallest living man on Earth. We're talking about a towering height of 8 feet 2.8 inches, about 2.51 meters. That's like having a skyscraper on legs. So how did he reach these extraordinary heights? Well, blame it on a pesky pituitary gland tumor that caused a crazy release of growth hormone, just like a leaky faucet. But fear not, in 2010, Kosen decided it was time to stop growing and underwent successful surgery to get rid of that tumor. Thankfully, it did the trick and his growth spurt came to an end. Can you imagine the relief of not having to duck through every door or being the go-to person for reaching the top shelf? Of course, being a living giant comes with its fair share of challenges too. Finding clothes and shoes that fit this man is like searching for Bigfoot, nearly impossible. And let's not even get started on the job hunt. It's not every day that employers need a guy who can effortlessly grab items from the highest shelves, right? Number 9. Robert Wadlow. Born in 1918 in Alton, Illinois, Robert holds the record for being the tallest person in history. Standing at a jaw-dropping feat of 8 feet 11.1 inches, 2.72 meters, he was practically touching the clouds. It turns out his massive growth spurt was caused by a hormonal mix-up in his pituitary gland. So basically, he had a glandular issue that turned him into a skyscraper. Imagine this, at the ripe age of 8, Wadlow was already towering over his poor old dad, who was just a measly 5 feet 11 inches, 1.8 meters. Talk about starting the family basketball team early. But don't let his immense size fool you. He is and was a gentle giant, loved by everyone around him. He even played Boy Scouts and joined school clubs. Quite the overachiever, eh? Well, as you can imagine, his enormousness caught the nation's attention. In 1936, at just 18 years old, he joined the Ringling Brothers Circus. That's right, he toured the entire United States and Canada, making jaws drop and necks strain as people tried to catch a glimpse of this colossal wonder. But wait, it gets better. He scored a sponsorship deal with the International Shoe Company. Why? Well, he needed custom-made shoes for his whopping size 37 AAA feet. Talk about walking on boats instead of shoes. Despite his short time on this earth, Wadlow left a towering legacy. Literally, his height remains unmatched, making him the reigning champ of height contests. So next time you feel like a short stack, remember that Robert Wadlow was out there reaching for the stars with his massive presence. Number 8. Yao Ming. Introducing Yao Ming, the towering titan of basketball from Shanghai, China. Standing at a staggering 7 feet 6 inches, he could practically high-five the clouds. But get this, his tall genes weren't a fluke. It seems his parents also won the Tallest Couple on Earth award. They must have hit their heads on door frames a lot. Yao's basketball journey started in China, where he dominated the court for the Shanghai Sharks. The NBA scouts couldn't believe their eyes when they saw this real-life giant playing hoops. In 2002, the Houston Rockets snatched him up as the top pick, and the league collectively shouted, "Watch out for falling giants!" During his NBA career, Yao became an international sensation. He made the All-Star team 8 times, making his opponents feel like tiny ants trying to guard a skyscraper. But Yao didn't stop at towering over the competition. He also championed wildlife conservation and disaster relief. Is there anything this giant can't do? Maybe fit through a regular-sized doorway, but that's about it. Number 7. Andre the Giant. Now let's talk about Andre the Giant, the colossal French wrestling sensation. Born in 1946, this guy was a living legend, standing at a jaw-dropping 7 feet 4 inches, 2.24 meters, and weighing a whopping 520 pounds, 235 kilograms. He was basically a walking building. His size wasn't some freaky accident, it was all thanks to gigantism and acromegaly, conditions that gave him an extra dose of growth hormones. That's like having a supersized combo meal with extra height. Andre stepped into the wrestling ring in the groovy 70s and quickly became an icon. With his immense presence, strength, and agility, he was a real-life giant superhero, body-slamming anyone who dared challenge him. His epic battles with Hulk Hogan had the world cheering like WrestleMania on steroids. But Andre's fame extended beyond wrestling too. Remember Fezzik, the lovable giant from The Princess Bride? Yep, that's Andre. We knew a guy his size could also melt hearts with his acting chops. He was a gentle giant we all wished we had as a buddy. Number 6. Zhang Jingdong. Born in 1964 in Hunan, Zhang Jingdong holds the title for being the tallest woman in recorded history, standing tall at a mind-boggling 8 feet 1.75 inches, 2.48 meters. It's like she had a secret trampoline hidden in her shoes. Zhang's incredible height wasn't a result of simply drinking a tall glass of milk. Oh no, it was due to a pesky pituitary gland disorder. Her growth hormone went wild, giving her an extra dose of sky-reaching power. This sky-high journey started early for Zhang. At the tender age of 4, her height skyrocketed faster than a rocket. By 13, she was already a towering 7 feet 1.5 inches, 2.17 meters. It's like she was skipping the teenage phase and going straight to basketball stardom. Despite her extraordinary height, Zhang led a relatively secluded life in her hometown. She was known for her shyness and introverted personality. Instead of hobnobbing with the giants of society, she spent her time unleashing her creative prowess. Poetry and artwork were her jams, and she could reach for the stars with both her words and her hands. Number 5. Vikas Uppal. Let's talk about Vikas Uppal, the towering titan from Haryana, India. Born in 1986, he was believed to be India's tallest man, reaching approximately 8 feet 3 inches. Now, here's the twist. His height was so mind-blowing that even the Guinness World Records folks didn't get a chance to measure him officially. Talk about being so tall that even the record keepers couldn't believe their eyes. Speculation suggests that Uppal's incredible height was a result of a pituitary gland disorder, just like other exceptionally tall folks out there. It's like his body received a memo saying, "Go big or go home," and boy did he go big. But here's the surprising part. Uppal lived a relatively normal life in his hometown. He worked as a farm laborer, tilling the soil with the world's longest rake, and later dabbled in the cloth merchant business. It's like he was living in a world of average-sized mortals while being the gentle giant in their midst. Of course, being a real-life skyscraper didn't go unnoticed. Local media and the Indian public were drawn to Uppal's towering presence, and he even had some opportunities to work in the Indian film industry. Hey, if you enjoy our quality uploads, don't be that guy who just watches and then disappears. Please do share this with a friend. Thank you, you're the best. Number 4. Leonardstadnik. Born in 1970, this man was once rumored to be the tallest living man on the planet, ready to outstretch even the likes of Robert Wadlow and Sultan Kosen. But hold your horses, here's a twist to this story. Stadnik's reported height reached an astounding 8 feet 5 inches, 2.57 meters, enough to make skyscrapers look like mere garden gnomes. However, his claim to the tallest man title was a bit of a pickle. You see, the folks at Guinness World Records never officially measured him. Why? Because Stadnik refused, craving a normal life away from the limelight. It's like he wanted to keep his head in the clouds while staying grounded. As a result, his exact height remains a mystery, shrouded in speculation and whispers. It's as if he vanished into thin air, leaving us wondering how tall he truly was. It's like trying to catch a glimpse of Bigfoot or a UFO on a foggy night, always just out of reach. Stadnik's remarkable growth spurt began at the age of 14 after brain surgery, which triggered a pituitary gland disorder. Suddenly, he was like a living beanstalk, defying the laws of nature. It's like his body received an otherworldly upgrade, turning him into a gentle giant. Despite his extraordinary stature, Stadnik opted for a quiet life in his rural hometown. He worked on his family's farm, tending to crops while standing head and shoulders above the rest. And he didn't do it alone. He lived with his mother, sharing their everyday moments that would make for a heartwarming sitcom. Number 3. Bernard Coyne. Born in 1897, this guy was no ordinary Joe. Known as the Anamosa Giant, he stood tall at a mind-boggling 8 feet 2 inches, 2.49 meters. That's like having a skyscraper for a friend. Coyne's towering height was no magic trick. He had unicameral infantile gigantism, which caused his growth to go off the charts. Talk about growing like a weed to the extreme. But don't let his extraordinary stature fool you. Coyne led a modest life in his hometown. He wasn't one for making a big fuss or hogging the spotlight. Instead, he embraced his community with his gentle and friendly personality. People couldn't help but love him. Imagine having a giant buddy who's as friendly as a golden retriever. Now, being so tall does come with its fair share of challenges. Coyne had to deal with weak legs and difficulty walking. It's like trying to balance on stilts all day long. And let's not forget the struggles of finding clothes that really fit. The struggle was real for this gentle giant. Sadly, Coyne's life was cut short. In 1921, at the tender age of 23, he passed away due to hardening of the liver and glandular fever. Number 2. Väinö Mylorine, Finland's giant. Born in 1909 in Helsinki, this guy holds the crown for being the tallest person in Finnish history. Standing tall at an impressive 7 feet 3.4 inches, 2.22 meters, he was like a real-life Nordic giant. Mylorine's growth spurt kicked into high gear when he hit 21 years old, and by the time he reached the big 3-0, he had reached his skyscraping pinnacle. It's like his body was on a mission to conquer the clouds, and who needs a ladder when you can just stretch out your arms and touch the sky? Imagine being in the Finnish Defense Forces and having this colossal figure among your ranks. Mylorine must have been the ultimate intimidation factor. No enemy would dare mess with him. They'd probably surrender on the spot, thinking they were up against a human mountain. But Mylorine's talents didn't stop there. After his military service, he hit the road, touring Europe with the famous Circus Bush Roland. And let me tell you, he wasn't just a sideshow attraction. Oh no, he was billed as the tallest man in the world, and it's like he had a personal spotlight following him wherever he went. Now you'd think someone of his immense stature would be a bit intimidating, but not Mylorine. Despite his incredible height, he was known for his gentle and friendly demeanor. Number 1. John Rogan. John William Bud Rogan, the larger-than-life figure known as the Negro Giant. Born in 1868 in Hendersonville, Tennessee, this man was a true marvel. Standing at an astonishing 8 feet 9 inches, 2.67 meters, he was taller than every living human. Rogan's growth spurt kicked into overdrive when he hit 13, and by the time he turned 17, he had already soared to a towering height of 8 feet. Can you imagine what it was like for this gentle giant, standing heads and shoulders above everyone else? The world must have looked like a Lego set from up there. Despite his extraordinary stature, Rogan lived a modest life in his hometown. He wasn't one to make a fuss or hog the spotlight. Instead, he embraced his community, known for his friendly personality, loved by all. It's like being greeted by a giant teddy bear every time you saw him, and who wouldn't want a friend like that? But with great height comes great challenges. Rogan faced his fair share of health issues, particularly weakness in his legs that made walking a struggle. Imagine trying to find pants that fit or shoes that don't resemble clown shoes. It's a tall order, pun intended. Rogan left us at the young age of 37. He passed due to complications related to his extraordinary height. And it's a reminder that even giants can face their own battles too. John Rogan, the towering titan, left an indelible mark in history. His extraordinary height and gentle nature will forever be remembered. So the next time you feel small, remember that giants like John Rogan once walked among us, reminding us that true stature comes from within. Peace.